Okay, here we go. So, we're now going to open up this beautiful DeWalt thicknessing planer. I picked this up over at Lowe's. The people over there were fantastic. They helped me out. There was a sale going at one of the stores, and I spoke with the manager, and they were able to help me by reaching the same price and price matching another Lowe's store, which is not a typical thing that they do. But I explained to them I'm just starting out, and I wouldn't say just starting out, but I'm trying to get in to this world of making some really nice stuff. And stuff that I had been making previously was a little quaint. Just trying to raise up the level a little bit. Alright, so there are 4 staples in the top. So get one, be prepared. Alright, styrofoam. Bane of our existence. We have our instruction manual. Straight out. Alright. So let's see what's inside the box. We got some more styrofoam in here. And what do you got at the end of that box? So So I'm in a 1-car garage that has not seen a car since the previous owners. Oof, and I'm a big guy, so I take up a lot of room. So let's see. Let's get this thing. All right. So here I have the outfeed table. And buried over here is the infeed table. Let's take a look. I'm gonna switch this around. Oh, this is nice. I have some places where I can store the power cable, it looks like. I'll wrap it around. The exhaust port, I believe, is over here. I'm gonna guess that's what's inside this box. Ooh, looks like the system was oiled and it's reflective, nice and shiny. So let's take a look over here. Where's that knife? Alright, so there's my exhaust port with a nice little scrap of cardboard inside it. There's a little adapter so I can on here. Ooh, do I have something that'll accommodate that? Don't judge me. I may be a DeWalt fanboy. Let's see. Does that fit in there? Oh boy, am I in luck. That is quite restricted. So that's a tapered attachment. So it tapers down from the 2 inches down to this 1 inch hose, which I have hooked up to, you guessed it, a DeWalt vacuum. It comes with 3 screws. So, screw 1, screw 2, and the other one goes in there, screw number 3. And that meets up with screw 1, screw 2, and screw number 3. Alright, things are making sense. We got our big old cranky wheel. We got a power cable. I'm very excited that I have a place to put that. And tool storage. So I guess the tools I need for adjustment are included. Well, those are Phillips. That is a T30, it looks like. And what is this? A size 10 and a size 9. Well, 10 and a 9 millimeter. Yeah. Oh, 10 and 8 millimeter. And this looks like a T30. It says DeWalt. Looks like it's got little magnetic dimples on it. It does. That looks like cast aluminum. There we go. Magnetic little dimples on it. Super handy. Goes right here. Does it have any markings on it? No, but that is, well, let's see. We got a screw here. We got a thingama here. And this does not fit inside this screw head. So those screw heads are T25s. Let's take a look here. This is not the way I wanted this to be going. And nope, 25, 25, and 20. So I don't have a T30. I believe I don't have a T30. This is a T25. Yeah, and that's what size the screw head is. Yeah, that's a perfect fit. All right. Back to the thicknessing planer. All right. So, I have this. All right, cool. I'm excited. Here I have, that goes in there. So I'm just gonna guess that if I tried running this without any type of dust connection, the entire shop would be completely coated with shred like that. So there's a screw head over here. Is this keyed? This does not look like it's keyed, but this guy looks like he's keyed. Oh, he is keyed. There he is. All right, so The key's right by my thumb. Line that up. Bingo bango. Arrow. Lines up to numbers. Crank goes down. Crank goes up. Very exciting. Very exciting. Ziploc baggie with screws. Hey, look, there's where that T30 goes. That looks like my T30. Drop it in the hole. Get my tool from its holder. Drop it in here. Twist. And tight. Alright. I don't want to over torque it. I'll read to see how tight that needs to be. It's 80 pounds. Get a friend to help you lift it. Nobody needs to be a hero and lift it all themselves. I'll tell you, I met this really nice guy at the store. He was at Lowe's. He was picking up spring clip pliers so he can do the job of installing a helicoil set onto his DeWalt planer. He has the next model up. It's the 7, I don't know the name, but it's the one that is more compact in height, and it is a 1/2 inch wider. So it's a 13 inch. This is 12.5 inch. And he said his has been fantastic. It's been a champ. I myself could not afford that one. It seems like a much nicer device, a much nicer tool, but you get what you can afford as you can afford it. But he said he was going to be replacing his blades, and I'm going to check him out. I don't have Instagram. He said that he's on Instagram, and that's the only way to find him. So maybe I'll download Instagram just to check out his shop, because he seems like a nice guy, and if I can support other local people, I think that would be a nice thing to do. Alright, so I got this guy. Is he on off? I'm still unplugged. So right here there is a material removal gauge. So as the material rolls underneath, that goes up right here. It's now sitting at 0 because it's resting. Got little bumpers here. I got a thickness gauge. What's my overall height from the bed to the top? Let's get a straight edge and let's drop it on there and see how straight we are. So I guess it looks like my shop is in complete disarray, because it is. Because I have, it's yellow and it's not DeWalt. I have recently completely rearranged my shop. I have gotten rid of so many tools that I wanted to repair, and all of them were just missing one thing, and they have just been missing one thing for years. So I recently, it broke my heart to do this, but I went ahead and brought them down to the scrap yard. And out of all the tools, some of them were extremely ancient to semi-modern. And I was able to put all that money together and make this purchase. Yeah, both these wings need to come down. It's not terrible. And it looks like the adjustment's right. I wonder if that's what this wrench is for. So let's loosen that up a little bit. Drop this down a little bit. Then tighten this up a little bit. Then loosen this up. Then tighten this up. Drop this down. And where am I? Oh, too far in the other direction. So let's see. If I want this to be dead flat, I'm going to need to go up. Wow, that's a lot. But that's not a lot right at the pivot. All right, let's get in there. Let's raise it up just a touch. So, the importance of making sure this guy is flat, that is to prevent what's called snipe. So what snipe is at the end of a board, when the spinning blades are encountering the board for the first time, because this is the infeed table. The same rules apply for the outfeed table, but in this case, the infeed table has... Okay, that's tight. Let's check that. All right. Ugh, I can't win. Look at that giant gap. I've gone too far. This is going to be a lot of trial and error. There must be a better way. Probably says in the instruction manual, every single quarter turn is going to give you this amount of deflection on the bed. So anyway, so what happens is there's a spinning blade in there. You can see the reflection right there. So what happens is, that's much closer. Needs to come up just a touch more. So as the wood enters, if the wood is pitched down like this, it's going to be forced down and sucked in, and it's going to possibly dent the bed. Now, you say, well, I don't want it to dent the bed. I want to go up. So if you go up, the front end is going to clip into the blades early, and then it'll flatten out as the board hits the rollers that drag it through. So, oh, now I forgot. Do I need to tip it up or down? Up. So what happens is you scallop out a little section, and all right, so that's a quarter turn. So you scallop out the very beginning of the board, and that's perfect. All right, so this side, I can feel there's no support underneath. So let's put some support underneath by raising this up. So this is the 10 millimeter side right here. So everybody who's missing their 10 millimeter bolts, well, you're going to lose this because this is 10 millimeter. Sorry. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting it so that it makes contact. Every time I tighten that down, I drop it. Yep, too far. Yep, too far. Well, this is going to take a long time. I want to roll something through here. Let's roll something through here. But you don't have dust collection, they said. Yes, they don't have dust collection. put on the dust collection then. Okay, put on the dust collection then. How can I put on dust collection when they don't give me the right screw? The Phillips bits. That would be really nice. All right, so got these little screws. I got this thingy that goes right here. Does this clip on? That seems moderately secure. So then I take this. Let's look down here. Get this. I'll see right there. That lines up pretty good. That's good enough for me. I am not upset about that in one bit. All right. So that one's in there. So yes, I like Miller Lite. No, I don't have any right now. I had these guys come trim some trees not too long ago. And when they came to trim the trees, these are some rough and tumble fellas. And they had asked me if I had any beer. And I said, hey, that's kind of insane, you wanting beer while you're cutting down trees and all. Not DeWalt. So I said, I can't stop you, but I do have these Miller Lites right here. And that was the last I heard about them wanting beer. But I didn't have any more Miller Lites after that. All right. Never tried this one-handed before. Well, I'm assuming there's a screw hole in there somewhere. Come on. Oh, there it is. Come on. All right, so you gotta pull this out so it's at the point where it's about to fall off. And that's exactly where the screw hole is. And I tightened it just to hand tight. So now let's come around here. We open this guy. Oh. All right, let's get that closed. Oh, boo-hoo, this don't close anymore. I knew that was a problem with this one before I bought it. All right, let's take a look in here. Oh, okay. I don't have a flashlight. You hang. All right. So I got a single breaker in here, and for the whole garage. And I can't tell you how many times I've been working in here and popped it. So ever since that, happened 3 times, I have taken upon myself to make sure I always carry a flashlight on my person. I have other flashlights in the garage, but the last thing I want is to be stumbling around looking for a flashlight while I have potentially carbide tipped saw blades slowing down with no electric brakes. All right, so here we are. We're in. All right. All right. So, if I were to just turn this on without running any wood through, this is going to be loud. I was not mistaken or disappointed. I can see those cutting blades of death down there. Lowering this down because I do not have any boards of wood that are that thick. I am definitely going to have to build a stand for this guy. Or build a multi-use stand that will accommodate this. And, well, I don't know if I'm going to keep on using this jointer planer, but it would make sense getting these two guys near enough together. Alright, let's take a look. So, I had previously passed this board through with my Harbor Freight edge planer. So I got one little spot right here for my material thickness verifier. Tells me how much I'm going to be taking off per pass. Alright, well that's too far. I want to do the skimmiest of skims. So that says I'm doing 1/32. This says I'm not doing anything. You watch this. Tell me if you see it move. There it is. So, I'm going to line this up, zero that out. So over here there's a stopper for, it's like a turret under here. So you can drop it by a graduated amount. So I'm going to raise it all the way up. Oh, look at that. So this is my locker downer. That's my unlocker. Huh. I wish I knew what I was doing. If only there was a book that explained how all of this worked. And if only I had access to that book. All right, so here's what I got going for me so far. I have this guy mounted up at a thickness for this board right here. I have my outfeed table, not exactly clear, clearish. If I were to sight down here, yeah, I'm not going to hit anything if I do it everywhere except right here. All right, let's see. How good is the magnet on this guy? Ooh, look, the magnet's good. All right, so hooking up my exhaust. These screw on. So these are kind of generic hoses. It's a kit that I got off Amazon that fits with my DeWalt. It'll fit with just about anything, but I made sure I picked up one that had like the DeWalt Universal Kit thingy on it. And apparently it has the DeWalt extraction thing. So in here it's like tapered, so it fits. And these are righty loosey, lefty tighty. Because, yeah, vacuums are as important as liquid propane gas, so we should hold it to the same standard. So I'm going to turn this on. Future tip: turn on your dust collection before you start working. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, there she goes now. This is a big job. I don't think as she clogs up. So the next level up, had I picked the next level up, I would have gotten a blower attachment, blower motor in there, and the blower motor would have cleared the chips so much better because it would actively propel the chips away. All right, round 2, using a rigid shop vac. Well, that's not fair. It's not a shop vac. It's a rigid wet dry vacuum. And this one has a little more kick. Testing. All right. So this does not fit here. So I'm going to need an adapter. I one time had an adapter ages ago. This is flat on one side, and these two are exactly the same size. That's not going to be good. All right, so back to plan A. We'll try this your way. All right, so this is severely impacted. So I'm going to put the regular DeWalt attachment that I use for the bits and bobs that come with the vacuum. Makes more mess, the better I get at it. Oh yeah, baby shop vacs full already. So the next upgrade I get in this shop is definitely going to be one of those little cyclonic debris extractors. Probably going to start with one of those that fit on a 5-gallon bucket. And see how that does. That will help when I work in the basement, because I plan on installing a bathroom in the basement in the future. Okay, here we go. HEPA filter, and unfortunately a really good HEPA filter really bad about getting clogged. And they'll take the most porous, they got really tight interwoven pores, and once they get clogged up, the whole thing is alright. So I started my dust extraction. Starting this day. with. So right here, I don't know how well you could see this. I mean, this is so buttery smooth right now. I cannot feel any of the defects that were in there. Well, I can feel this. But before, I had gouges from using a little Harbor Freight planer, and they're all gone. Both sides. They feel perfectly smooth. And let's get my straight edge. Yeah, I don't see any problems there. Looking down the length. Let's sight down the length with me. Yeah, the camera doesn't want to focus. But that looks beautifully straight. Oh, I'm so excited. This is going to be so helpful. So, my thickness over here, it says it is, let's see, that is hard to read. So that's half inch, that's 8/16. So that'll be 9/16. 9/16 on that side. Let's check over here. 9/16 on this side. And what is this guy set to right here? Well, this is any judge, which is looks like it's a poor judge of, because that is definitely not 9/16. So looking over here, there is, that's a half, right? So then that would be the 3/4. So that's the 3/4. And 3/4. And then, so 3/4. Let's see, so that'd be 6/8, right? Or that would be 12/16, right? So 12/16, that would be 11/16. That would be 10/16. That's where the red line is. So 10/16, that would be 5/8. So this scale is a little off. It's a little bit high, but that can be dialed in. Looks like there's 2 screws here, 2 Phillips screws. Let's bring the Klein in. Loosen this. Loosen this. Hey, look, that's where the brushes get replaced. Oh, look at that. There's the half. So, I say there's the half. I can see it because I'm peeking from above, but looking from dead on in front, oh, there's the half. I can just barely see it. So, I want to bring this up just the littlest of smidges. Okay, not precisely the littlest of smidges, because I want to bring it up 1/8. Well, that was unfortunate. You saw that, right? It's cheating. There it is. There it is. All right, that looks good. That's close enough for me. For now, until I learn how to do this better. So, I'm going to unlock this, Let's bring him down. That's 1. So that went down 1/64th. So 1 revolution is 1/16th. So that'll bring me down 1/16th below where I was before. Looks like it dropped me down 1/8. Well, I'm going to have to work on dialing this in. Oh, I can't even fit that in. That's way below. So let's raise him up. Raise the mast. All right. Yo ho, a pirate's life's for me. That's a lot to take off in one pass. So what is that? 1/3. That's a little more than 1/32. Let's see how full this is. Huh? Yeah. Dust collection is a myth. All right. You wait here. All right. Sorry to keep you in suspense. So here's what I'm doing. I am trying to figure out how to fit this guy to this guy. I know I tried it just before, but I'm also persistent. I know I'm persistent. I'm also dumb. All right. So these two are exactly the same size, which means I definitely need to get an adapter if I want these two to connect together. Which also means that this won't fit on my vacuum, because that is the wrong size for my vacuum, as you can see. So they sell these at the Home Goods store. Not Home Goods, but the store where they sell goods that you can use to build a home. All right. Here we go. This is almost satisfying. All right. So, let's take a look here. What can I do to make this work better? Not much. So, if I wanted to go to a job site and I wanted to thickness plan at a job site, this would not be the right way to do it. type of fluid that's moving through any type of vessel, you will get, oh, that was so much better. Yep. It was all gummy. So, when you have fluid, air, traveling through here, you could think of that the same way as electrons moving through here. And since we have a solid case around it, this acts like the coils of a transformer. So what happens is the air flows through here. This acts like a single coil because there's no shape to it to make it spirally, right? So it generates a flux field around it that that attracts little bits of this, but it's static, right? So what it's static energy. So what will happen eventually, and you see this more with the ones that high flow. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want the other blower, the fancier model, is because that one generates so much more static electricity that you're at risk of getting shocked when you come near the metal components. Now you can fix that by connecting this to earth ground, which a lot of people don't do because they say, well, I've got a workshop, so I want it on a mobile base and roll it around. But you got polyurethane wheels, those are a great insulator, so now you're raising it up off of this concrete floor that you got, and the concrete floor is laden with water. That's your earth ground. You're generating all this energy going in, and the worst is I see people with those DeWalt metal tank shop vacs, which, or not shop vacs, but wet dry vacs, and the stainless steel metal ones, they look fantastic, but they charge up to such a high potential of static energy that you can get a really nasty shock, a really nasty burn. Yeah, so those are all the stuff that I sucked up. That's good. So I'm gonna have to use this big guy, and I'm gonna have to get some type of particulate collection system in between there. That little guy, not strong enough for this. It doesn't move enough air with these skinny hoses that it uses. It would be better if I got myself a bigger shop vac, but keep on saying shop vac, but a bigger utility vacuum. This is really handy. These are handles. I didn't mean to have a pun there, but that's what happens. Cool. So I had this disengaged the last couple of passes that I sent through because I was constantly dropping this down. And typically, what I don't see myself doing that. What I see myself doing is instead having this this guy locked in position for a certain height, running a whole pile of boards through there, and then doing the back of the boards, flipping them over. So at that point, I would disengage, vacuum out all the debris if it hadn't already clogged up already, and discard all the waste, then drop it down by a 64th, flip and pass it through again, and that's typically the way I would see it going. This will be a very long video if I don't edit it. Alright, I'm tired. This was a really good test of this. I'm very pleased with this. Again, I can't say how happy I am with the way I was treated at the Lowe's over by me. They were fantastic. I can't tell you how good the customer service was, how well they treated me, how they, explained to me their rules and regulations, and while I was not able to get the discount that I would have liked, I did get a discount because it is this model is considered a clearance model for them. They're no longer going to be carrying it at that location, so they were able to help me out and get me a discount. And again, I'm very grateful for that. So I raised this up as far as I feel as I'm comfortable with. So, safety first. I don't always unplug my vacuums because sometimes I leave a mess behind, and the first thing I want to do is vacuum so I can start working clean. The smart thing would be to do the last thing I do is vacuum so I can just start working without having to clean. So this is a little bit of a problem. So this guy's supposed to be great for storage, but I can't because there's a dust port in the way. Can I go higher? I don't feel comfortable going higher. I still got an inch and a half of travel on here, so yeah, I'm gonna go higher. Let's go all the way up. Let's see what happens. I'm getting close, so I'm slowing down. As soon as I feel resistance, I'm stopping. All right. So, let's see. All right. So, lesson number 1. The dust collection, it interferes with the lunchboxiness of this. So I think here's what's going to happen. I'm going to use this, then I'm going to put it away. And then after I put it away, I'll put the dust collection inside this compartment, flip the back up, flip the front up. Oh, that's what those are. See this thing and this thing? Those are little rubber doorbas. Rubber doorbas. Boom. All right, so that nothing gets marred, nothing gets scratched and dented. Little rubber thingies right there. All right, this is fantastic. All right, so I got this. Yeah, I think I'm going to store it down here. Dust collection goes down there when not in use. I guess I'll take the screws out, put them back in that spot. I should figure out a way to permanently attach a screwdriver to there. Is this? Oh, that's magnetic right here. So permanently attaching a screwdriver is going to be easy. I think I'll attach it over here. And by permanently attach, have a screwdriver that's a magnet. Maybe install it just on the inside of the lip so that it's out of the way for the most part. Or get something to clip onto the two little magnetic bits right here on the back of the I wonder if that's double-sided. You know? So far they've given me everything here. Nope. Not double-sided. Oh well. Yeah, but that would be really handy. So then this guy, I can undo this screw, pull this off, put him inside here when I store him, close the sides up, keep the screws in whatever screw holes they go to, and that seems like a really nice storage system. And that'll go and slot right into my bench down there. That's usually where I keep my router. This big old router case right here. But I think I gotta find a better place for my router thing. I think I'm gonna build a full-on router station. I just built this router table, and that works out real well. I have a bit that sticks up pretty high, so I keep this covered because there's two things that I don't want. I don't want to get cut. Well, there's three things. I don't want to get cut. I don't want other people getting cut. And I don't want the carbide tip on there chipping from something that is harder than wood coming in contact with it. So, yeah. I think this was really nice. I got these boards. They are, I don't know, some thickness thick. I'm going to put them through the thickness player. There will be some less thickness after that. These are just under 3/4. They're slightly varied in height, which is kind of what the purpose of this is. These were all resawn from a 4x6, a single 4x6 that I had. I just passed it through my table saw. I didn't have any special fences or guides or anything like that. Well, kind of. I used the fence that came with it, and I used these magnets as my stop, and I would put these magnets down, and they're crazy strong, and yeah, I would just keep on inching the fence in so that the magnets were my depth of cut, and the fence, every single time I would finish a pass, I would knock my fence in, and I was able to get rather even cuts. So I'd do a pass, flip the board, do a pass, and I do half at a time. And yeah, and these are straight from the pallet. These were giant, I don't know, 15-foot long pallets, and the main stretches were 4x6s with 2x4s, which are what that stack underneath that rocking chair is. And yeah, so I cut all that. That's where all that came from. Wash your hands. All right. Good night.